Alrighty, what's up? Peter Gilmore here for another video right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below on this channel and all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. Follow me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Share the video all over the internet, but most importantly, tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never ever miss an upload. So hopefully YouTube can send out my videos to you and you get notified and when I go live or when I do a video, and you can come in the chat or you can watch my video or whatever I do and have some good old fun, chat with me about wrestling and music and all that other good stuff. That's all I gotta say about that. So like the video, subscribe to my channels, share the video all over the internet, and tap the bell to get notified when I go live. And that's it. Simple. Even a dumbass can do it. That's all I can say about that. All right, everybody. Hope everybody had a good day, a good Thursday. Weekend's here. I'm about to be here tomorrow. Last weekend of August. And we're gearing up for Labor Day weekend next week. Next weekend, Labor Day weekend. Excuse me, Labor Day weekend next week. The unofficial end of summer. So we've got a couple more weeks of summer, and then we're gonna be in the fall by the end of September. And then we got Columbus Day, and we got Halloween coming up, and then we're gonna turn the clocks back right after that. I believe November 1st or November the 8th. I think it's November the 1st. We turn the clocks back, so we get dark like at 4:30, 5 o'clock. It's already getting dark around 7:30 here in the Northeast. So, and yes, I did pick my nose. I don't give a shit. That's all I can say about that. And that's it. So another weekend's here. So hope everybody has a great weekend. Sports, all the major sports postponed their games today because of the whole Jacob Blake thing. I understand it, but people want to watch sports. You got to get these games. I mean, are we gonna play any games this year? Is baseball gonna actually end in October? Most teams still got about 30 games left. How are you going to finish 30 games in the span of like a month? Unless you do a bunch of doubleheaders. I mean, there's going to be a ton of doubleheaders coming up for a lot of teams. I don't know if the baseball season is going to even end. I think basketball should end. I think baseball should end because nobody wants to play because of all this shit that's going on. I think hockey too. I'm not sure about hockey, but I don't know. But just sad at what happened with Jacob Blake and all these freaking riots and looting and protests in Wisconsin. Just crazy. And then had Hurricane Laura just barreled through most of Louisiana and Arkansas. Now it's a tropical storm, about to be a tropical depression by tomorrow night. And then by the time it might come here by Sunday, Monday, and it's just gonna be rain, and that's it. So, and then they had Marco, I think, fizzled out by the time we got to Texas, Mexico. But that fizzled out, and then we're gonna after now Laura's about to be done, so still got a long way to go for hurricane season. So the next storm will be named letter N. So that would be a female storm. So it'll probably be I think it's Nancy or it's some Nicole. I don't know what the next named storm is going to be. But I wish we had Hurricane Peter. it becomes a Cat 5. It just destroys not New York City, destroys not Florida. I don't care if it hits the Gulf Coast, but or the Southeast, because I have friends down there, like my good buddy David Rivera, my another good buddy, Boston fan 79, Chris, lived down in South Carolina. My uncle Danny lives in South Carolina. So as long as it doesn't hit those areas, and be like a Cat 5 or anything, and then by the time it gets up here, it'll probably maybe be like a Cat 1. So we're gonna get a lot of wind and rain, and maybe lose power at most, but that'll be it. But you never know. Hopefully, there is a named storm named Peter. Maybe let it go out to sea and stuff like that. Let it wreak havoc on the Bahamas and all that stuff. But that's that. So that's that. And we had the Republican National Convention night 4. We had Trump talk tonight and accept the renomination for him for the Republican Party. So the Democratic Convention is now over. Now the Republican National Convention is now over. And now we'll see what happens over the next coming weeks. So we got a little over 2 months to the election. I don't know if there's going to be any debates. Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to have the debates. I guess she's scared that Joe Biden will just get destroyed. Because I think he will. Because he can't form a coherent sentence. He's just talking out of his ass. The vice presidential debate might be interesting. Mike Pence and Kamala Harris. That might be interesting. But we'll see what happens with that if they do the debates. And that's that. All right, everybody, enough about that bullshit. I wasted 7 minutes of your precious time. And like I said, the chat room's open, so we can talk about some wrestling tonight. Tonight's wrestling. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about SmackDown tomorrow night with the contract signing between Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Bray Wyatt for their no-holds-barred triple threat match for the Universal title at Payback this Sunday. Yeah, there's a pay-per-view this week. And then next week's another pay-per-view, All Out. So we'll talk about that. We talk about that. We talk about anything. And talk about Impact. We just had an event called Emergence, night 1 and night 2. Had a pretty good women's Iron Woman match between Deonna Purrazzo and Jordynne Grace for the Impact Knockouts title. Very good match. Deonna Purrazzo won, kept the title, and now they're gearing up for their next pay-per-view, Bound for Glory, on in mid-October. So that's going to be I believe their final pay-per-view of the year, unless they have something come up November or December. But we'll see what happens with that. And we're going to move on from there. All right, but right fucking now, hope you're all excited and happy and watching TV or doing something. And watching me, watching you. Great Kiss song, by the way. On this late Thursday night, August the 27th, 2020, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite review for August the 27th, 2020 from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. All right, this was the pre-go-home show before next weekend's All Out Extravaganza, one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, next to Double or Nothing. This is like their SummerSlam, I assume. So All Out's coming up next week. Got some good matches already on the card. Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Title. That's gonna be epic. Orange Cassidy, Jericho 3, and in a Mimosa Mayhem match. The winner has to win by pinfall, submission, or throw your opponent in a vat of mimosa. That should be pretty interesting. We got the tag titles being defended. I'll talk about that and some interesting things with the Bucks and Hangman Adam Page. Get to that in a little bit. And who Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega will face at All Out for the tag team belts. I think you know who it is, but I'll get to that in a minute. We got Jon Moxley taking on MJF for the AEW World Heavyweight title. We had a contract signing tonight for that match, and some interesting things happened out of that. They were talking about the Casino Battle Royale, which is usually a main staple of All Out, and the winner gets I believe the winner gets a title shot of they choosing. Well, I would think the winner gets a title shot at the AEW World title or maybe the TNT title, or if the woman. I don't know if there's gonna be any women in it, but if the woman wins it, I guess she would go after the women's title. But I don't think there's gonna be any women in there, but we'll see. And that's that. So, a couple matches already announced for the show. Probably be a couple more next in the coming days, and the card should be finalized by next Thursday or Friday. But we'll see what happens. And as always on TGC 177, I will give my All Out predictions probably next Friday, well, maybe probably by next Thursday or Friday. Actually, yeah, it'll be next Thursday. I'll do my All Out predictions, and then I will do my All Out review probably Sunday, if depending if I'm working Sunday. Because I think my it's going to be changed again now that one of my coworkers is his last day is tomorrow. He's retiring, so everybody's schedule is getting changed around. So I might be working on Sunday nights up until about 11 o'clock, 11:45, which fucking sucks, but 11:45 is a pain in the ass, but gotta do it. Gotta make that money you wish you had, and probably working maybe 3-4 days a week. Thankfully, 3 days, not 1 day a week, like I was supposed to do this week. But I got called into work yesterday, so I gained a couple of hours yesterday. That was pretty nice because I need the money because I got bills to pay. I got bills coming up. I already just paid my cable bill. I got the internet bill coming up, and I gotta pay one of my medical bills. I'm starting to pay that off, and I think I might have to pay the phone bill off. But we'll see what happens with that when we get there. That's that. All right, so let's get to AEW Dynamite, and like I said, chat room's open, so come on in and chat, and that's that. So we had a pretty good AEW tonight. AEW Dynamite was pretty damn good tonight, and let's get into it. All right, so we saw off the show with Pyro, of course, and then they showed fans. They showed the fans there. For the first time in a long time, we've had fans, but it was only at a 10% capacity. Mostly in the back and a little bit on the top of Daly's place. And most of them were wearing masks, social distancing, and all that good stuff. So you have to follow the rules. So we go to the ring with our first match, the gauntlet match, to see who faces Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega for the tag team belts at All Out. we had the top 4 teams going at it. And before the match happens, we hear the music of Le Champion, Chris Jericho, who goes over to the announce table and sits next to JR and Tony Schiavone. So once again, Le Champion is on commentary, and once again, he is amazing on commentary. That's that. So we start off the night with the gauntlet match, match number 1. We begin with the Young Bucks taking on the Nightmare guys, the Nightmare Clan, or whatever the fuck they call them. Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. This wasn't not great, but I mean, I've seen way better from the Bucks. I mean, they've had a good match since I think Fight for the Fallen. I think, but still pretty decent match, not bad. It's also with Nick Jackson beating up QT Marshall with a kick. QT then goes him for a 1 count, and they lock up. Nick knock up in the ropes. Nick flies over, is about to get arm drag, but turns into a backslide for a near fall. Then he tries for a sunset flip into a pin for a near fall. QT trips him up and goes for a pin for a near fall. Nick goes behind, not like that. Gets reversed. They hit the ropes. Nick tags in his brother Matt. They hit a back with QT, who flies in with a sunset flip into a pinfall to a pin for a near fall. Then do some rope work, and then Dustin Rhodes comes in, hits the ropes, arm drag to Dustin, kick away, and Dustin kicks away. Then an arm drag from Matt, tries for another, but Dustin's there to stop. There's a stop. He's like, "Hold on, son. I need to take a breath because I'm old." So we get a little bit of a break. And then, so he takes a moment to get a breather, and then he puts his hands on his knees and like, "I'm ready," because you're fucking old there, and Dustin. That is what it is. So it starts. So Matt hits a right, dodges an arm drag, and covers for a near fall. Then Dustin comes back with that patented power slam of his, and then he hits another snap power slam to Nick, who enters the ring. He tags in QT, a double Russian leg sweep. I think it was Matt. He covers for a near fall. Dustin comes back in, gets the second rope, and he to the elbow to the elbow. Okay. Then he works on the wrist of Matt Jackson, takes it down to the mat. He leg drops the arm and works it behind. Nick comes in and he hits the shoulder block, then rolls over the top. Matt lifts his brother, and Nick hits a drop kick to Dustin, then a double drop kick to QT. Dustin comes back with a right hand to Nick. Nick kicks him, tags in his brother Matt, then hit a bulldog into a drop kick to Dustin. Matt covers for a near fall. Then Dustin comes back with a Canadian destroyer to Matt. He tags in QT. Nick Jackson comes in. They go off the ropes. QT hits a back elbow, then a right hand to Matt on the apron. And then QT hits a neck breaker, then a flatliner for a near fall. And then Matt Jackson comes in. QT kicks him. And he's got both of the Bucks in his hands. He springboards, goes for a flip, lands on his knees. And then super kick party! Knocking him out. Then he hit another bunch of super kicks. Dustin on the apron. Nick goes to the top rope. Matt lifts the fireman's carry. QT pushes Matt into Nick, rolls him up for a near fall. QT then pops up and hits a big right hand to the face of Matt. QT then gets shoved. Nick hits an insecurity, tags in Matt. They do some kicks to the shin, and then a double knee to QT's face. 1, 2, 3. The Bucks win the match, and they move on in a gauntlet match. So I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. Nice, quick 6-minute match, and that's that. And we're gonna move on that. Then we get to next match in the gauntlet, and this one went a little bit longer. It's the best friends come out: Chucky T and Nick. Chucky T and Trent with Orange Cassidy. I don't think they came out with Orange Cassidy. I'm not sure. Anyway, this match was a little so. They start up with Chuck and Nick in the corner. Chucky with some shoulders, then attacking Trent. Then they hit a double shoulder tackle on Nick for a near fall. Trent grabs the face and hits an elbow, and then a right hand attacking Chuck. Chuck with the right hand, he sends Nick into the ropes, gets reversed. He floats under a hop off the apron. Chucky T then hurts his knee. Oh no. Nick sends Trent off the apron, then he kicks Chuck, and he whips him and hops over the top rope, kicks Trent, drops Chuck with a springboard X Factor, heads to the apron, goes for a moonsault to Trent, but Trent sidesteps it. Then he hits a spear. And then a running knee brings him back in, and a cover from Chuck. Chuck lifts into the corner, attacking Trent. So they're really working on Nick for a while. Chucky T was checking on his knee for most of the match, see if there's any damage to the knee. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Then they're going back and forth with textbook tag team wrestling 1-on-1, tagging in and out, isolating the opponent. So Nick's isolated for a while. He has a suplex, but his knees give out. Nick comes back with an elbow to Chuck. Then Trent comes in with a whip, misses the right hand. Nick slides out of the apron, pulls Chuck off the apron. Trent with the right hand to the back, and then both men on the apron. Trent stands Nick up, goes for a power driver, but Nick gets out of it and hits a super kick to Trent. Then he knocks him from behind. Nick deadlifts Trent into a German suplex, which is pretty damn nice. Just a hot tag to he tags in Matt, who attacks Trent, then Chuck, then Trent, and then he hits a DDT to Chuck. Sets up a power driver, but Trent escapes and chops Matt down. Hits a kick out of the corner. Matt flies off the top, spins, hits a diamond cutter, or Gilmore cutter, I should say. Then we get the Northern Lights train, but going for the third. And he hits the trifecta of Northern Lights suplexes. And then Trent runs up the corner and hits a tornado DDT. Tags in Chuck. Nick Jackson comes in. They go back and forth. Nick with a kick, clothesline in the corner. And Nick runs with a right elbow. Kick to Chuck. Kick to Trent, who comes in. Roundhouse to Chuck. Another kick to Trent. Trent then shoves Nick into Chuck. And Chuck hits a really kind of sloppy spine buster. That'd probably be on Botchamania, but we'll see. Then he tags in Trent. Chuck's really hurting his knees. Like, it looks like they're all fucked up. And then Trent holds Nick up. Hard form from Chuck. And then Chuck hits Eat Defeat in the Trent, who drops Nick. And then they look at each other and they go, "Give me a hug." And then the hug and the pullback a la Okada. Okada does it much better, but just saying. And while that happens, Trent gets dropped by Nick into a pinfall for a near fall. Matt then drops Chuck on the outside by tripping him up. Trent punches him off the apron, gets a chop to Nick. Nick with a high kick, and Trent rolls to the outside. Matt holds him draped over the apron. Nick goes over the top rope onto the apron, and he front flips on the Trent. Damn. So Bucks are in control. They send Trent back into the ring. Matt Jackson comes in, drapes Trent on the second rope, and Nick heads to the top, hits a 450 splash on the Trent for a near fall. Then Matt tries for a power driver. Trent surprise roll up. This looks to springboard in to break up the pin, but Hangman Adam Page come out and goes to the ring, and he's holding the leg of I believe it was Mac Jackson, and then Trent gets the 1, 2, 3 to eliminate the Bucks from the Gauntlet match. So and then what we're gonna see later, the Bucks are kind of pissed at Hangman Adam Page, and not looking good for Hangman Adam Page, but that's that. And his thing with FTR. So I think they might turn Page heel, and he's like, I don't care about the Bucks, I don't care about Kenny, and he's gonna join up with FTR and Tully Blanchard, kind of making it like a 4 horsemen kind of thing, but or they add Shawn Spears into it, but we'll see, because now Tully's the manager of FTR, so why not have Hangman Adam Page join in as a heel, and then they have Shawn Spears there to make up a new 4 horsemen. But we'll see what happens. So the Best Friends get the win. Match was good. I gave it 3.5 5 stars. Just a minute match, and it's that. And then afterwards, we got a picture-in-picture. FTR attacks Best Friends outside the ring. They pull Chuck towards the corner and send his knee into the ring post very hard. Ow. And the match already started. So then we get to match number 3. The number 1 contenders, FTR, taking on the Best Friends. Could seem much better than this, but it is what it is. So, Coast again did DDTs the leg down even harder before tagging in Cash. Cash with a running body slam in the corner. Gets Chuck into trio. Whoa! And both beating the living crap out of Chucky T's knee. Cash pulls Chuck on the outside, drops his leg on the apron, then runs back into the ring, drops an elbow on the inside of the leg. So really working on that leg. And they beat Chucky up for good measure. Dax comes in and drops hard on the twisted leg of Chuck. Continues to drop leg drops to the face of Chuck. He works the leg again, but Chuck gets an inside cradle fall. Then right hand, then Chuck only gets 1 count. Dax drops Chuck by attacking the knee as Trent kicks Cash away from him. Then the referee's distracted. Trent hits a right. Chuck dives for a tag. But Cash pulls Trent off. Then he hit a suplex on the outside. Ow. The Trent. Chuck pulls the hair of Cash, but there's Dax to do a chop block. Dax twists the leg in a submission. He twists and pulls as Chuck screams in pain, and he has no other choice but to tap out. So FTR get the win. Match gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. It wasn't great, but I think the odds winner, and the odds winner of the Gauntlet match, and now FTR will face Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega for the tag belts. I think you know who's going to win that, and that's that. And that's what I say. So I think the best match of the Gauntlet was the Bucks and Best Friends, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So not a bad Gauntlet match, and now we know that now FTR will face Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega at All Out on September the 5th for the tag team titles, and we'll see what happens with that. And we're going to move on from there. All right, the chat room's still open if anybody wants to come in and talk about AEW, or you guys want to talk about SmackDown tomorrow night, or Raw this past Monday night, or you want to talk about NXT last night, and coming up this Tuesday night with Super Tuesday World Title with Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor, and Adam Cole, baby. And see who wins that match. Should be an epic night of action on NXT this Super Tuesday, September the 1st. and then W will be back in its regular time slot for the next 2 weeks. And then on the September 16th episode will be preempted by basketball, and AEW will be on Thursday night, September the 17th. And that'll probably be it for them getting preempted, because I think after that I believe it'll be around the second, third round. The East and Western Conference Finals will happen, and then they'll be on like NBC and ESPN and ABC, I think. So and then get the finals if they even do it, but who knows? I think that the Lakers and the Clippers are not going to play out the Western playoffs. I don't know. So the Western Conference is in flux. The Eastern Conference is in flux. The entire sporting game, sports is right now is just protesting everything. They didn't do anything tonight. No Met game. Most of the baseball games were protested and canceled because of the thing with Jacob Blake. Basketball games were all canceled tonight. I don't know about hockey. I don't even know if there was any games for that. I don't know if they're protesting as well. I don't know. Even though they're in Toronto and Las Vegas. So tomorrow is going to be I would assume tomorrow they'll get back to playing games. The Mets have a doubleheader tomorrow against the New York Skankies. Probably lose both of them. I don't even know if they won tonight. Actually, I check on my phone. Let me check my trusty phone. Here's some interesting news. I'll get to it in a minute. The Mets. Well, the Mets didn't play tonight. What am I talking about? Why don't I even look at my phone? Well, here's something interesting that I saw. If I can get back to I don't want that. Okay, here's some interesting news. This is coming from ringsidenews.com. Before we get back into AEW, this regards our good buddy Marty Scurll, the villain. Marty Scurll's name came up in the hashtag Speaking Out movement, and he's now iced by Ring of Honor pending the investigation results. So since then, he's been removed from his position as head booker of Ring of Honor. So now I believe Delirious is back as booker right now. Pretty soon, Ring of Honor is going to be doing Ring of Honor TV tapings in Baltimore, Maryland. So he's kind of like out of Ring of Honor for the time being. Ring of Honor is currently conducting an investigation, but their parent company Sinclair Broadcasting moves terribly slow in matters like this. Now fans and Marty Scurll alike are waiting for the company's determination. During Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez brought up Marty's current situation. He's not with Ring of Honor right now, but he hasn't been released. He's currently iced until Sinclair determines what they are going to do. And Marty's not involved with Ring of Honor at all. So everything he's doing with their close set tapings and whatever they've got to get ready for television, he's had no involvement in it. So he's not booking anything. He's not even there at the tapings. Just waiting for a decision by Sinclair, which could come at any time, hopefully soon. So somebody saying, I think Brian Elvis said it could come in 2025, maybe later. I don't know. Maybe earlier. We have to wait and see. So. So Marty won't be on TV for 8 weeks, which Ring of Honor just taped. So we're gonna get new episodes of Ring of Honor TV coming up on the website on Honor Club, and that should be nice. Get to see Ring of Honor, and on Sinclair Broadcasting Network on whatever the channel they're on. I think they're still on Comet, or they're on some weird channel. Yeah, and that's really it. That's some big news for all you Ring of Honor fans. So Marty is out. Well, not out, but he is not the head booker of Ring of Honor anymore. Now it's back to Delirious, or whoever's booking Ring of Honor right now. So pending this investigation, hopefully Marty gets, nothing bad happens to Marty. He doesn't leave Ring of Honor, because where he's gonna go next. AEW. Maybe come in and they'll reform the Elite, or he'll be in with Cody, the Bucks, and maybe Kenny, if Kenny doesn't turn heel, which I don't know. I don't know what Kenny's gonna do. If he's gonna turn heel, he's gonna turn face. I don't know. We'll have to see it all out next week. And from what we're seeing with Adam Page and FTR, I think he's trying to help FTR get the belt. So maybe he's gonna make the turn, and Kenny is gonna turn back into the cleaner. With the it could be a double turn. It could be Page and Hangman turning heel. After they lose the belts, they're gonna both turn heel and beat the crap out of FTR, and then the Bucks will come out, try to stop them, and then Page and Omega beat the crap out of the Bucks. But then again, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen at All Out? And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. All right, so FTR win the gauntlet match. They will face Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega for the belts on September the 5th. And we'll see what happens with that as we move on from there. All right, we go to commercial. We come back. We see Lance Archer running down to the ring. He circles the ring and punches someone in the crowd for no apparent reason. This in the game, we have our next match number 4. Sean Maluta a little bit. He's taking on Lance Archer. And this was a 3-minute suck fest. You know who's going to win this. Squishy squash. But Sean got a little bit of offense in with a right hand to Archer just before the bell. Archer shows him like it's nothing. Hits the ropes, shoulder tackles on Maluta, who falls out of the ring. Lance falls, chops Sean against the barricade. Rolls him back in the ring, hops over the top rope, then starts beating the crap out of him in the chest from above with the boog. Kind of like what Sheamus does. Smite the crowd, then turns, grabs Sean. Sean hits a bunch of chops, which Lance no-sold. Puny chops. Lance comes out of the corner with a clothesline in the corner, then another one, and then a third one. Then he has a choke slam for a near fall, as Lance pulls him up by his head. Then he hits a chop. Then he puts him on the top rope, then lifts him up for the blackout slam. Then Lance grabs the head of Sean with his hand and slams the head down into the mat. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, knocking him out. And then he pins him 2-3, pick up the match victory. So Lance Archer continues his winning ways. That's basically. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. Typical squash match, but it is what it is. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Afterwards, Lance stays in the ring, and we're gonna get an interview with Lance Archer after the break. All right, we come back. We have Lance Archer in the ring. We see Jake Roberts in the ring. Talk about the 20-man casino battle royale. And he says that the 20 men have think they have a great chance of winning the Casino Battle Royale. Only one man will walk out. And better be Lance Archer. Kind of give Lance an ultimatum. He's been waiting for this time to wipe the blemish off their record. It's time for them to leave their mark. And he's like, does Lance think he can take 20 men out? Lance says as fast as they enter the ring, they will be tossed out. And everybody dies! That's that. Then Jake says that he's a wood chipper. Lance abused people. For once in his life, Jake has something in his life that is bigger and better than. But then he's cut off by the Machine, Brian Cage, who comes out with Ricky Starks and Tez. Brian Cage has the FTW title around his shoulder. Jake's like, oh, look who came out, the Flintstones. He's like, Brian Cage is Fred, and he starts Barney, and then Taz is. That's funny. Look at old Jake Roberts. And then Taz gets on the mic and says, hold on there, Jake. Slow your roll, you old man. He says they never crossed paths before. And he says the Murder Hawk will not be victorious. And Jake tells Ricky Starks and Brian Cage to put on some chicken suits because they're going to get plucked. And Taz is trying to keep this civil. And he says one of these men will win at All Out. And then we hear the music of Darby Allin play over the PA. And we see him skateboard from the parking lot into the ring. He flies in the ring, attacks Ricky Starks, beats him up, knocks him out of his shoes with slippers. I don't know what he had on. And they fight up the ramp and then into the tunnel. And we see Starks run to the back as Darby chased them down. While in the ring, Lance is staring a hole through Brian Cage. Jake's like, not now, not now. Tries to hold him back. Lance shows Jake, oh boy, as we hear the crowd chant, let fight. And then Brian Cage holds up the FTW title in the air, and that ends the segment. So we shall see what happens with this situation. I think both men will be in the Battle Royal, probably eliminate each other, and then probably have Brian Cage defend the FTW title against Lance Archer, maybe on TV. But we'll see what happens with that. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So not a bad aftermath segment. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And just to hype up the Casino Battle Royale, that's pretty good. So far we got Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks. I believe Darby Allin would be in it. Pentagon Jr., Ray Phoenix, who was in the last one, a Double or Nothing. And the Butcher and the Blade, I think, are going to be in it. Plus some others here and there. Maybe some members of the Dark Order might be in it. And that's pretty much it. I don't know the exact who's exactly. Let me see. Maybe I can find it. Who's exactly in the match? Hold on. All right, so yeah, okay. So here's who we got so far in the Casino Battle 21-man Casino Battle Royale. The winner receives a future AEW World Title match, which will probably be on television, while going into maybe the next pay-per-view, which I believe is in November, which I think is Full Gear 2. We'll see what happens. We got Darby Allin, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Pentagon Jr., the man who has zero Ray Phoenix, The Butcher and the Blade, Eddie Kingston, and the ever popular TBD. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So we got 7 matches on the card for All Out. We got a tag team match with the teams to be determined. We got an 8-man tag team match with the Dark Order, Brody Lee, Colt Cabana, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson taking on Matt Cardona, that's Zack Ryder for you stupid people at home, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall with Ali. And I think that might be when Cody comes back to get his revenge on the Dark Order and Brody Lee, and then he'll have his official rematch with Brody Lee, probably on a special edition of Dynamite. So we'll see what happens with that. Then we got Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship. We got Kenny Omega and Adam Page taking on FTR, Cash Wheel, and Dax Harwood with Tully Blanchard at ringside for the AEW Tag Team titles. Then we got the Mimosa Mayhem match. Chris Jericho, Orange Cassidy 3. Winner you have to win by pinfall, submission, or throwing your opponent into a tank of mimosa. If that. And then what most likely would be the main event for the AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley taking on MJF with Wardlow at ringside. And Moxley's paradigm shift is banned. And that's pretty much All Out in a nutshell. But we'll probably get the finalized card next week after a Dynamite. Probably get a couple more matches for the show. There'll probably be the buy-in, as always. We'll probably have some matches for the pre-show. Not that I give 2 shits about that, but we'll see what happens with that. And then we got All Out right after that at 8 o'clock next Saturdays. I will be watching some of it, not most of it, but when I get home next Saturday night, I will be watching the rest of All Out, get caught up. And then hopefully next Saturday, I will be doing an All Out review right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube Wrestling channel. So stay tuned for that. But not more stuff coming your way on this channel. This probably not Sunday, probably this coming Monday afternoon, I will be doing my WWE Payback predictions. Payback's on Sunday, so I won't be able to watch it, but I'm going to watch some of it. I'm going to watch some of it later when I get home from work, which I won't be home until like 12:30. So I'm going to watch that, and then I'm going to be too tired to even do the review at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just going to go to bed right after that because I have to go to the doctor in the morning on Monday. Then I'm going to come back home for a little bit and do the video, rest up a little bit. Then I got to go to work at 6 o'clock. So I got to work Monday night. So I'm going to miss a little bit of Monday Night Raw. I'm going to miss most of Monday Night Raw, but I'm going to rewatch it when I get home. I should be home by 11:30, close to 11:45. Then I'm going to grab a late night snack, and then I am going to watch Raw, and then hopefully I can do the review probably around 1:30 in the morning. So get your Monday Night Raw review in next Monday. So you get 2 videos for the price of 1 on Monday. And then Tuesday, Super Tuesday NXT review coming your way. And then Wednesday, you're as usual back to normal with AEW. And then next Friday, SmackDown, and then next Sunday, September the 6th. Depending what time I go to work, I would do if I have work next Sunday, we'll see. I probably will, but we'll see. I will do my All Out review, and then after that, we get back to a little bit of normal with our reviews, and that's pretty much all I got to say about it. So lots of content coming over the next coming days and coming week or so. So get ready for that. Tap that bell, get notified of when those videos go up, and you can come in the chat and leave comments and questions and all that other good stuff. All right. So we had that Lance Archer segment with Jake Rabbit and Ted Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, basically hyping up the Casino Royale match. And then Darby Allin comes out to beat down Ricky Starks, sends him to the back, and then Lance Archer and Brian Cage go toe to toe. They don't fight. That's that. All right, there we go. Backstage, you see MJF with neck brace on, and he's in a walker. He wonders if his pal to his right is laughing. The African American man, security guard. It's like, something funny there, James, or I forgot what his name is. And he's like, no, sir. And and then he starts walking in, and he's like, he just looks at MJF. MJF stops his, he goes a little bit, then he stops as he looked like he hurt himself. So we're playing off that fake neck injury he has. Sends down the hallway as we go to break. So we're going to hear from MJF in a minute. So we're back from the break. MJF, nice looking suit. Gets some help from his campaign workers. So he's in the ring. He sits down at the table with his lawyer. And then out comes the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Jon Moxley. Comes out through the crowd, and he has the lock in hand. So about to have a good old-fashioned contract signing, and you know what happens on contract signing, pure chaos. Somebody goes through a table. But we'll see what happens with that. So Moxley gets in the ring. If I can get my notes, too. Okay. So Moxley gets in the ring, and they see that either side of the, and then the lawyer gets on the mic and mentions that the Paradigm Shift will be banned during the match. And then MJF signs the contract, telling Moxley it's real easy to sign. We've all seen a million contract signs in pro wrestling. We all know what's going down. 10 times out of 10, this ends in physicality. But as much as MJF would love to smack Moxley's side grin off his face for attacking him last week, he's not going to do that. Then he tells Moxley he'd appreciate if he practiced social distancing, kind of like his hairline. That's kind of lame, but it is what it is. Moxley's like, you're young, you'll get there someday. He's like, you just gotta hit puberty. And then Joe go, oh my. So MJF then cuts his promo saying that Moxley speaks so eloquently for someone from Middle America. Calls him sharp as a marble. Marbles are not sharp there, MJF. I don't know what you get that from, but it is what it is. He says people have been for this match, but he doesn't get the hype. He's always looked at John as a work pony and saw craziness. Turns out that MJF was wrong about him. He says Moxley is good, real good, and that's why people love him. Then he talks about Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson, saying he wouldn't want to be in a dark alley with Moxley. That's yeah. I don't think anybody would be in a dark alley with Moxley or Iron Mike Tyson. He said no one would want to be in that danger. He says, here's the facts. At All Out, he won't be in a dark alley. He'll be in a wrestling ring, and that's where Moxley's in danger. He's a pro. MJF says he's a wrestling prodigy, and on September the 5th, he will take out Moxley. He will use every single part of the ring to his advantage with the same steady hands and consistency of a brain surgeon. And Moxley will panic because he is no wrestler. He's a glorified goon. He says I won't fall into the same trap. I won't go outside the ring into Moxley's territory. And that's because that's all John knows. All he ever grew up and idolizing with guys like New Jack, you mentioned Jack, okay. Guys like Onita, calls them hot garbage. I don't know about that. They're MJF. They are some pretty damn good wrestlers. Even though New Jack's a psychopath, he was a fucking legend, mostly in death matches, but okay. And then you got Sandman, who's been was a legend in ECW, former ECW World Champion, former TV champion. I think he was a tag champ. I'm not sure on that. But so he was a legend. The same thing with Tommy Dreamer, Taz, Sabu, RVD, Bam Bam Bigelow, Lance Storm, Kosis, Rey Mysterio, Dean Malenko, Chris, what's his name? Steve Corino. Not really a legend, but Joey Styles. Oh my God! And Justin Credible and Shane Douglas. Cut the fucking music. And with the valets they had there, Miss Congeniality, otherwise known as Lita, Francine, Beulah McGillicuddy, Kimona I Want to Live, and there was they had Nicole Bass was there for a little bit, not too long, and there was another one there. Her name, I don't remember her name, but she used to get beat up a lot, but it is what it is. So get that. So I'm surprised they mentioned the Sandman, New Jack, and then he brought up Onita. So he says that. MJF says he grew up studying Ernie Ladd, the Blanchards, Tully Blanchard, and he said somebody else, and has way too high of a wrestling IQ to play Moxley's stupid games. He says he's wearing pretty platinum and he holds up the most important title in all professional sports, and he will become an AEW World Champion. Blah, 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 blah. But he can't wrap his head around the fact that Moxley needs one tiny move in order to beat him, unless John isn't man enough to beat him without the paradigm shift. And if that's the case, maybe he can tell that hot little wife of his that MJF is single. Oh boy, going to win their young territory. So Moxley gets pissed. He's about to rip MJF a new one. And then the lawyer gets up, stands in his way, yells that he will sue John if he puts his hands on the hair of MJF. John's like, settle down there, dickwad. Okay. And then Moxley asks him if he should sign a contract. He's no lawyer, but it's pretty simple. One question: does he need the paradigm shift to beat MJF? Does he want MJF to have be permanently brain damaged? He's like, kind of, yeah. He doesn't like MJF. What he wants to do is take away his dangerous weapon, but he's forcing Moxley to get creative. The thing of always choke the enemy of all the ways Moxley can hurt MJ lawyers, except his old PD. But he might be in jail. I don't know who that is, but anyway. So he wants MJF to remember two things. One, nothing MJF says matters, and nothing John signs matters. And then he says that MJF's a dead man at All Out. So he signs the contract. So MJF just starts bawling and calls Moxley an idiot and says next time he does this, the guy will represent him. And he also thanks the guys for the ad on page 17. And MJF's like, what the fuck? And then the lawyer's like, what the fuck? So look at page 17. And MJF starts yelling Mark. Not that Mark, but you know what I mean. Mox is like, oh, you forgot to read it on page 17. It clearly says that next week it will be me versus you, Mark, the lawyer. And if you don't show up, little friend doesn't get his title match. And also in that match, I get to use the paradigm shift. So, yeah, next week, Moxley versus Mark, the lawyer. And I think you know who's going to win that one. Moxley's gonna get the easy win there, beat the crap out of the lawyer. MJF will try to get involved, but probably just let the lawyer get his ass kicked. He might have have a fight at the end, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. So I gave all that 3.5 out of 5 stars. Some good stuff from MJF and Moxley. It's kind of a tame contract signing. It is what it is. So we'll see what happens with Moxley and the lawyer next week, and we'll see what happens with MJF next week as they continue their road to All Out, and then we'll see what happens at All Out. And I think MJF might win the title thanks to Wardlow or thanks to somebody that probably beats up Moxley. But I think Moxley will lose the title to MJF, and MJF will hold the belt for a little while and probably lose to either Cody or lose to maybe, I don't know who. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. Now you move on. All right, then we get a promo from Santana Ortiz. That's basically talking about them beating the crap out of Trent's mom's car, and Trent wants Santana Ortiz to apologize not only to him but to his mom. So did I get that? So that might happen at All Out. I don't know. All right, then we get a promo from Eddie Kingston telling us to grow up because these are his people, meaning the Butcher, the Blade, and the Lucha Brothers from back in the day. They're about championships, and that's why he's going to show Penta, Phoenix, the Butcher, and the Blade. He's going to show himself too. And let's go. And that's pretty much it. So back to 8-man tag team match. The Butcher, the Blade, and the Lucha Brothers taking on Joey Janela, the Bad Boy, Brian Pillman Jr. in his first official AEW match on TV. Pillman Jr. in action. That's pretty nice. Sonny Kiss and Griff Garrison. Mr. Garrison. Match was all right. Nothing to write home about. Pretty decent match. Pretty solid match. It's also with Blade and the Blade and Griff. They start off with some chops in the corner. Griff gets whipped. It gets reversed, and Griff flies with all 8 men going nuts in the ring while the referee's trying to restore order. And half of them go to the outside. Raiden dives over the top to the outside, and then Pentagon hits a dive to the outside as well. Almost hits the cameraman. While inside, Penta hits a chop to Griff, then another chop from Ray. Eddie Kingston's kind of happy about it. In the ring, Butcher lifts Griff. Then Blade hits a dropkick to the head. Then a toss on the Butcher. Blade rushes to the corner for an uppercut, but Griff fights out of it. Hits some right hands. Blade hits the ropes. Griff with a big boot. Tags in Sonny Kiss. Sonny with a kick, then a right hand to face. Sends him into the ropes. Sonny hits the Matrix. Then he hits the ropes. Hits a Hurricane Rana. Then he swings in with a right hand to Blade. Blade goes to right, and then another Matrix. Blade grabs Sonny and lifts him up. Sonny hits a right hand, tags in his friend Joey Janela. Sends the Blade into ropes. Hits a double arm. They hit a double arm drag, and then drop kick from Sonny. Joey with a side Russian leg sweep. Sonny with a kick to the face. I mean, there's no 5 count here. They're in the ring for like a long time. And then he drops the splits for fun. Because he had to. That's the boss. But this one is. Sonny goes to the apron. Joey right hand. Sends Blade into the corner. Goes for a splash. It missed. Blade tags in the Butcher, who tags in Pentagon, who tags in Phoenix. And they take turns hitting clotheslines in the corner. Raiden and Hurricane as Pentagon Jr. into the corner. And then we go picture in picture. And while that's going on, Penta is Joey in the corner. Joey kicks Ray away, then elbows Penta, and the rest of them, and Butcher the Blade. Joey with the right hand to the face of Ray. Butcher comes in to send Joey to the outside. Joey hits a right hand to the Butcher, then Joey hangs him up. Joey flies into the ring, ducks under Ray, tags in Sonny Kiss. Sonny comes in with a big kick, then a spinning uppercut, and sends him into the corner. Sonny kicks the head, flies to the top. Then he steps on the back and hits a leg drop to the back of the head. Ray moves and kicks Sonny in the head. Ray sends and Brian Pillman Jr. off the apron. Ray does some fancy footwork, gets hung up on the ropes. Joey then hits a Death Valley driver on the apron. Ow. Pentagon kicked Joey in the face. Then he hits the package power driver to Joey on the apron. Ow. That had to hurt. Brian Pillman comes in. He kicks Butcher, but Butcher's like puny kick. Brian Pillman with a chop, then another chop, then another chop to the chest, another, just trying to chop down the Butcher. That's not going to work. Goes in with the uppercut, clothesline from the Butcher. Blade comes in. They set up with a suplex, double team into a powerbomb from the Butcher and a suplex from Blade. So suplex powerbomb combination. Pentagon Jr. comes in and lifts up Brian Pillman. Ray walks the ropes and drops the boots on the Pillman, sending him into a pinfall. 1, 2, 3. The Butcher, the Blade, and the Lucha Brothers. So they're back on the winning track after losing last week to, I believe, the Bucks and somebody else. I think it was. I think it was the Elite. I forgot who it was. So I get that. Match was all right. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Not a bad 9-minute match. Was what it is. After Kingston gets in the ring, the crowd starts chanting for Eddie. Eddie says, I know my name, so shut up. He brings up the Casino Battle Royale, and he says one of them are going to win it. We'll see what happens with that as we go into next Saturday night. Who wins the Battle Royale? And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right. This is the endings. No, it's not. Okay. Those were done. We go back to the ring. We have the Dark Order come out. Evil Uno comes out with a mic. The rest of the Dark Order is carrying a coffin. We have Colt Cabana come out as well. They place it on the floor. And Uno says the Dark Order has been on cloud 9 since last Saturday. Yeah, because they've been eating Chili's and spending that money. Evil Uno has never, ever been this happy. Stu went out of his way and purchased 2 cars on his teams. And we see a yellow Ford Mustang. And then 6, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 lawnmowers. I guess they got a big house with a big yard. I don't know. So we get that. And then they say tonight we bid adieu to the man known as Cody. They ask him where he is now. They open the coffin and we see 10 come out. He's got a nightmare tattoo on his neck. A fake tattoo, by the way, not a real tattoo, I don't think. 10 gets out of the ring and tosses out of the coffin, tosses a Cody jacket. Then he says the casket has been closed on the Nightmare family. Their story is over. They have buried the prince to make way for a new king. And all hail Brody Lee, Mr. Brody Lee. So Uno asks for everyone to show their appreciation for Brody Lee. They all high five and hug him. Even though John Silver missed the high five. Poor John Silver again. Just he's like the Marco Stunt of that group. But I digress. Brody yells at Tony for something. And it's like, Tony, he's like, Tony, get in here. So Tony finally goes to the ring. And he says that he can't see anyone taking the title from Brody Lee, especially with his friends there. He wants Tony to look at December of last year when everyone was laughing at them. He had to come and join the group. He told Cody that this title was coming home to him, but he gave Cody back his belt. Whap! Just like that. And dumped the old TNT title onto him, the broken pieces of it. And then the rest of the Dark Order start chanting, Cody sucks. Cody sucks. And then Brody says there was a lot of symbolism tonight. They buried the Nightmare family, and there was not a soul that can stand up to him. He says the open challenge is over. No more TV time for these indie wrestlers. Damn. And Cody will never get the title back. I think he will eventually. Then the Dark Order chant, "You deserve it." Then Brody Lee tells them to shut the hell up. He wants to introduce the newest member of the Dark Order family, and she is Anna Jay, the Great One, the Queen Slayer. So she struts her stuff, looking hot. And then John Cena's like, "I just want to tell you, Mr. Brody Lee, that you're the man, Brody Lee, you're the man." And then Brody's like, "Fuck you!" Punches him right in the face, knocking him out. And then he tells the rest of the Dark Order to pick up this pile of shit. I'm surprised they didn't bleep that. But, all right. Brody said the hottest act in wrestling, and he is the hottest champion, and there is nothing anyone can do about it. And he wants us to look up and then Dustin trying to fight all the Dark Order, and then QT comes out holding his face and his neck. He tries to help it, but the numbers game catches up to both of them. Colt Cabana's on the apron, not really doing anything, and as JR says, on the QT. And then out comes Scorpio Sky, for some apparent reason, attacks each member, ducks on the Uno, sends him out with a clothesline. Then he points at Brody Lee. And then behind, Scorpio Sky gets slaps Jay. Sky. Lee attacks from behind. Lee grabs Jay, walks around up and Jay. Lee and Jay, they walk out of the ring. There's Bucks orders at the top of the ramp. Then we see Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona run out of the tunnel. Hits the joins Dustin and Scorpio Sky in the ring. They make short work of the rest of the Dark Order. And then the Dark Order stand near the casket. Brody Lee comes running back out to stare all four men in the ring. And he holds up the TNT title. And that ends the segment. So not a bad segment. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. So it looks like Brody Lee may have his next challenger for the TNT title. His first defense. Like I mentioned before, he's going to be in an 8-man tag team match against Scorpio Sky, Matt Cardona, and the Nightmare family, QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes. So we'll see what happens with that at All Out. I think the Dark Order will win, but we shall see. And that's that. So, like I said, 3.5 out of 5 stars for that. And we will move on from there. And that's that. All right, then we go to the back with the lovely Dasha Fuentes. Or Dasha Gonzalez. She's backstage at the bar with Adam Page, who's drinking some Jack Daniels. Good job there. Adam. And he's asked, why did he do what he did and screw the Bucks out of trying to getting to the next part of the gauntlet match and face FTR and possibly get a tag title shot. Speaking of the Bucks, they come in, they are pissed. And Nick is like, "Are you afraid to face us again?" And he says, he said that the beer and the whiskey are his insecurities. The Bucks just wanted a friend. Nick called him a jobber a long time ago, but tonight he was a jobber. Damn. Matt calls him a drunk, tosses the drink into his face. And Nick says that Adam Page didn't want to be in the Elite. This is what he wanted. Well, fine. We're done. You're out of the Elite. Damn. So I guess he's not going to be. That's probably why we haven't seen him on BTE on the YouTube channel in a long time. So I don't know if they're going to kill his character or what they're going to do is just leave him out of the show. I don't know what happens. So Angman Adam Page is out of the Elite, and now we'll see what happens with him and Kenny if they can coexist. as they face FTR next Saturday night for the tag team titles. And like I said, I think FTR will win the belts. Because I think something's going to happen. Something's going to happen next week. It's going to be a humongous turn. I think the Elite are going to turn heel. That's starting. I think the Bucks are going to turn heel. Kenny's going to turn back into the Cleaner. And I think Adam Page will be with FTR as a face team now. So because I think Tony Blank is trying to form like this new Four Horsemen type group with Shawn Spears, FTR, and maybe Adam Page. So then again, they might bring in Cody as a heel. I don't know what they're gonna do when Cody comes back, but we'll see. So yeah, so Adam Page is out of the Elite, and we'll see if he gets his revenge on the Bucks or what happens at All Out. But we shall see what happens. Maybe we'll hear from Adam Page next Wednesday night on the program, and that's that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. You know, Bucks are pissed at Adam Page and they kicked him out, and that's that. We got a little bit of chat, so here we go. We got my good buddy Javier Alejandro Pancecasa. He says, "Hello, how are you, Javier, on this late Thursday night?" He says, "What the F Brody Lee promo?" That was kind of weird. You know, just I think it was kind of pointless. I mean, it had a point, but you know, it's all over the place. You know, with them talking about, you know, Cody. Basically, it was Evil Uno talking about you know, the Nightmare Family is done, and basically praising Brody Lee. And then Brody Lee gets on the mic with Tony Schiavone and says, "There's nobody that can beat me." That's basically it. And then Scorpio, and then, you know, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall come out to get beat up, and then Scorpio Sky comes out. He does a couple of things, but he's getting beat down. And then Zack Ryder comes out, Matt Cardona, and hits the Rough Rider on Evil Uno, and then gets in the ring, takes care of the rest of the Dark Order, rips off his shirt, and then we see him standing next to Scorpio Sky and the Nightmare Family, or the Nightmare, the Natural Nightmares, what you call that? QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes, and then Brody Lee comes back out with Anna Jay, and he's kind of pissed, and that's basically ending. And like I said, they're gonna have an 8-man tag team match at All Out. It's gonna be Brody Lee, Stu Grayson, Evil Uno, and I think Colt Cabana taking on Matt Cardona, Dustin Rhodes, QT Marshall, and Scorpio Sky in an 8-man tag team match. We'll see what happens with that. I think the Dark Order will win that one, but we'll see. And that's that. All right, I mean, a damn coffin representing the corpse of Cody. What the fuck? Well, what else do you want to do with that? You know, they kind of killed the prince to make way for the king, Mr. Brody Lee. I thought Cody was going to be in there. That's what I thought, but then 10 was in there, so it made no sense after that. But I was thinking maybe that the lights will go out, and then Cody would come out while the lights are out, get in the coffin, and then the lights will go out, and the coffin, I don't know, this like the casket starts moving or something like that, and everybody's looking like, what the hell's going on? And then like Cody pops out of the casket, like the Undertaker, gives him a look, and then he gets out of the coffin, and then he goes to the ring and starts beating the crap out of Brody Lee and the rest of the Dark Order with his friends, laying them out and sending them to the back, and then we would have got a 10-man tag team match. But I think Cody's going to come back and All Out, get his revenge on Brody Lee, and we'll probably get a rematch maybe on I don't know, on the next on the Aftermath show on the September 9th edition of Dynamite, or it might be later on. Might get a special episode of of AEW where Brody Lee will defend the belt against Cody, and maybe Cody gets the belt back for the second time. We'll see what happens, and that's basically all I got to say about that. So we'll see. But yeah, the promo was kind of messed up a little bit, but it had a point, but not. I mean, it had a few good points, and then that was it. Kind of confusing here and there. All right, then we go to the ring. We see the beautiful role model, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby, in a face mask, a face guard with Rebel and Penelope Ford and her soon-to-be husband Kip Sabian with them. Britt tells Big Swole Swole can have any match she wants with at all. We'll see what happens. So we have number 5. Big Swole takes on Rebel and Penelope Ford in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Match wasn't even that great. It was horrible. Rebel just was like a botch machine. It was just horrible match. Ford and Reba try to double team Swole. Swole fights back. Ford sets up with a fireman's carry, but Swole falls off and looked really, really horrible. Big botch right there. Swole some rights and lefts, misses a kick, but hits a headbutt, almost knocked her out. Ford kicks his stomach and sends Swole ropes and chokes her up on the rope. Pokes at Swole with the crutch. Reba comes in. Rebel comes in. Penelope goes out of the way, then flips with a springboard elbow. Reba with a high knee. Goes to the top rope, but takes too long. And Swole punches Penelope on the apron. Swole hits the top rope. Rebel grabs the legs and head scissors tossed to the mat outside. Sabian's on the apron. Swole chips him up and hits a ripcord punch. And Ford's Penelope the punch and in the ring. She drags Swole to the corner for a near fall. And Penelope has Swole locked up. Rebel is handed the crutch. She swings while the referee's distracted, but Swole dodges it. Rebel to the cool girl. 1, 2, 3. She picks up the win. And now she has the advantage, and she can pick any match she wants in her match with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby. So we'll see what match she picks. Probably be found out next week. Would it be? I probably think it's probably gonna be like a hardcore match, or like a street fight or something like that. I don't think it's gonna be that hardcore, but they're gonna go really to the extreme, but they're not gonna go that way. So it was kind of a sloppy match. I gave it 1.25 out of 5 stars. Very fucking horrible. Just that 3-minute suckfest. Filler match. That's I gotta say about that. And you move on from there. All right, then the Dark Order come back out. It's Evil Uno, Anna Jay, and I believe it was one of the minions. They come out and go to the ringside area where we see Taya Conti. In the crowd. She teamed up with Anna Jay in the first round of the women's tag tournament, women's cup tournament. Then they lost in the second round. So I think Ivelisse and Diamante, who won the whole thing, and don't know what they got the stupid trophy, but what they're gonna do with them. So who knows? So he gives Uno gives her this folder that says "Join Us" on it, and then Anna Jay and Taya Conti hug. So it looks like Taya Conti is the newest member of the Dark Order, the second female in the Dark Order. So see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Then we get a tables match. We got broken Matt Hardy. I mean, regular Matt Hardy, was somewhat broken, taking on the Spanish god Sammy Guevara, and Jericho's going nuts on commentary. This match was hard, or pretty brutal. Sammy attack. Matt sends him into the corner. Sammy attacks the head. Matt dodges. Sammy kicks, looks for a tornado DDT, but Matt tosses him out of the ring. Sends Sammy over the barricade. Then he hits a right hand and beats Sammy over and over while he's seated in the chair. So he hops over the barricade. Matt tosses the chair at Sammy. Sammy ducks. Matt hops over the barricade, but Sammy hits a knee to face. Pulls out a table from under the ring, leans it up against the ring post. Matt hits a right hand and goes to powerbomb Sammy, but Sammy lands on his feet, hits a high knee, goes to a Death Valley driver into a knee. And Sammy hits the knee. Sammy lays him on the table. He rolls into the ring, then hits the ropes. Sammy dives over the top, lands on the table, falling into it. Didn't break. Only on the table. Matt pulls him up, hits some right hands to the face. He drags Sammy to the apron, lifts him up for a powerbomb, but Sammy dives into the ring. Matt slides in, hits a side effect, as we see Sammy bleeding from the head. I mean, he is busted wide open. Sammy kicks, Matt spins him around. Sammy with a high kick to face. Sammy grabs Matt on the apron, looks to suplex him back into the ring. Matt hits some right hand, sends him over the top rope onto the apron. Sammy, with some kicks, Sammy then goes up to the top rope. He dives, and Matt Hardy moved. Sammy gets on his feet, and Matt Hardy has a side effect on the apron. Ow! That had to hurt. Then Matt lays him on the table, dives off the apron, elbow to the table, which didn't break. And Sammy looks on the ring. He grabs a chair, enters the ring, looks to attack, but Matt blocks it, sets Sammy's head into the chair, hits the twist of fate onto the chair. Ow! Then Matt leaves the ring, grabs the table, which says "deleted." He slides in the ring, sets it up with the chair underneath. He sets Sammy up, climbs to the top rope, but Matt's having problems getting up. I think he's like he got knocked out or something. I think kind of still dealing with vertigo or his head injury. Sammy gets off the table, knocks the head. And he hits a super through the table, and it broke. So a big movie, and so Matt Hardy got deleted. So we'll see what happens with him, and Sammy Guevara might have another match down the line, maybe at All Out. I don't know. So Sammy gets the win. Match he gave 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that was that. Then, as we see Sammy celebrating, we see somebody rush through the stage. I was like, I thought there was like a cameraman or something, or like a stagehand or some shit. But it's Orange Cassidy, and he goes over to the announce table, dives onto Jericho, and Jericho and Tony Schiavone have to move, and Jericho is going crazy. Orange mounts Jericho, punches, and Jericho starts yelling at him. It's like, Max, someone do something about this. We got a slobber knocker. So Sammy tries to rush up and help Jericho. Cassidy's held back, but not for long. Hits a Superman punch to Jericho. And then the referees have to hold Sammy back. Orange attacks Jericho even more. He grounds and pounds, mounts and punches his skull. Jericho chokes him, and gets some right hands of his own as referees try to hold them both back. But Jericho gets out of that. But Orange is able to hop on top and beat him down over and over and over again as we start going off the air. And Jericho's like, "We gotta get somebody out here. Somebody gotta stop this. We need some control here. Thanks for the time. We'll see you next week." And that's it. So I gave the Aftermath 3.5 out of 5 stars, and that ends AEW Dynamite for this Thursday night. So it was a pretty solid show. Not a pretty solid show. I gave it 7. I'm kind of overrating it a little bit, but that's just me. If you don't like it, fuck you. So I gave it 7.5 out of 10 stars, and we'll see what happens this Wednesday night on the program, as it will be the go home show before All Out next Saturday night. So we'll see what happens with Jericho and Cassidy. We'll see what happens with Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. What happens with Adam Page and the Bucks and Kenny and FTR. And see what happens with Big Swole and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby. See what happens with the Dark Order. Now they got a new member in Ty Conti. See what happens with that. And Brody Lee and the TNT title. And that's pretty much it. Oh, we also saw a video of hyping the Hikaru Shida Thunder Rosa saga, basically hyping both women up. And then they signed the contract. And Hikaru Shida talks in Japanese saying, "I will win," while my Thunder Rosa just goes like this to her face. So that's going to be an epic match next Saturday night. And I think Thunder Rosa will pin and beat Hikaru Shida, becoming the first Mexican-born woman to hold the AEW Women's title, and she will still be the NWA Women's Champion. So I think AEW and the NWA have now formed a union, a talent exchange, if you will. Because the NWA is basically, I don't know what's going on with them. They're I think they shut down. But we heard from Billy Corgan on the program tonight, doing the Thunder Rosa Hikaru Shida segment. So we heard from Billy Corgan, who's still the NWA president. So I don't know what's going to happen with the NWA. Like I said, we already have Eddie Kingston there from the NWA. Colt Cabana from the NWA. Thunder Rosa is there now from the NWA. So maybe we'll get more people from the NWA join AEW, like maybe Question Mark Man. We got Ricky Starks as well there. So maybe we'll get Allison Kay. I doubt Melina, because I think she's just going to be doing some things in WOW. I believe she's still the WOW Women's Champion, though she's got a lot of challengers coming her way. Because the last couple of secret events that WW held, which was Hit the Lights and Secret Wars, something like that. It was Secret Wars, I think it was called. We didn't see Melina, so I don't know what's going to happen with her. I know WW has a new world champion in Darius Carter. Also, Dexter beat Tyree Taylor to become the new No Limits champion. So, congrats to Dexter. I knew he was going to win that after winning the No Limits tournament. That was a great tournament, by the way. Dexter won the tournament, and then they signed a contract at the last show, and then at Hit the Lights, he beat the crap out of Tyree Taylor. He was getting his ass kicked himself, and somehow, someway, he pinned Tyree Taylor to win the No Limits championship. And that was pretty much all I got to say about that. And that's it. So I don't know when the next WOW show is, which will probably be once again in Staten Island at the at Funhouse USA. Nice little location in Staten Island, which I don't think any fans are there. I heard like clapping and everything, so I don't know if it was some of the wrestlers in the audience, or maybe some of the friends were in the audience. I don't know. I'm waiting for the day that my good buddy Joey B goes on Facebook and tells us of the next, or the comeback show for WOW, where we have some fans there, and we can go in Brooklyn, New York. So probably won't be. I doubt it will be this year. Probably be early next year. So they can go to maybe St. Finbar's in Brooklyn, New York. It's the hospital, where my old job used to be. So we get that, and we're gonna move on from there. And then, it's a long train ride to get down to Brooklyn. I gotta take New Jersey Transit to into the city. Then I gotta take the train all the way down to the Bensonhurst, and then walk like 3 blocks, and then I'm basically there. I'm basically at St. Finbar's in Brooklyn, New York. and I have a good time. Then I have to go back. I go back, you know, go back on the train. I'm back home by about 1:30. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So that is it for AEW Dynamite. Like I said, 7.5 out of 10 stars for the show. Pretty solid show, and we'll see what happens next week on the Go Home show for AEW before All Out next Saturday. And AEW will be back in its normal time slot of 8 p.m. on Wednesday night on TNT. So no Wednesday Night War, because NXT will be on Tuesday night, and then AEW will be on Wednesday night, and then so they'll be back at it on the Wednesday Night Wars September the 9th, and then the week after that, NXT will go unopposed. September the 16th, they'll go unopposed. NXT will go unopposed, and AEW will have Thursday Night Dynamite on September the 17th. And then after that, the week after that, September 23rd, they'll be back to the Wednesday Night Wars. So we'll see what happens with that. Let me briefly check to see if the ratings came out for NXT last night. We shall see what happens with that. I don't think they came out. Yes, they did. All right, got the. All right, here's the what AEW got. NXT got. This week, NXT, without competition from AEW, drew 824,000 views. Finished 24th for the night. They got a 0.24 in the 1849 demo, which is always important. As AEW did not air because they were preempted by the NBA. Now, last week, NXT won the ratings war with 853,000 people with a 0.24 demographic. And the Saturday edition of Dynamite got 755,000 with a 0.31 demo. So AEW won the demo war, if you want to call it that. So we'll see what happens with the rating for AEW tonight. I think it'll be pretty good. I don't think it'll beat NXT this week because they got 824,000 people. I would assume that AEW probably get around 750,000 again, maybe 800,000, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll have to see when the ratings when they come out tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, something like that. And I'll give you I'll let you know what rating the AEW did for this week, and the winner of this week's, I guess, you can't really call it a war, but of course they were not head to head. So, but I'll give you the ratings for AEW tomorrow night on my SmackDown review, and then we'll get you ready for Payback on Sunday. I'll do my predictions on episode 176 of the Gilmore Chronicles. And then Monday afternoon, I'll do 2 videos. I'll do my Payback review right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube Wrestling channel. And later on Monday night, after I get home from work and after I eat and everything, and we watch Raw, probably around 1:30 or so in the morning. We'll see. I'll do my Raw review. If I don't do it on Monday night, I will definitely do it Tuesday. So you get 2 videos on Tuesday. You get your Raw review on the Killer Demons channel, and then you get your Super Tuesday NXT review right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube Wrestling channel. So lots of content coming your way over the next few days and week. So you got to hit that bell to get notified of my videos. Because if you don't hit the bell, you're going to miss out. And if you miss out, well, that's your tough luck. Because then you're going to have to ask your friends, and they may give you the link, or may not. Who knows? But you gotta tap that bell and subscribe to my channel to know when I do my videos, when they go up on the air, and that's it. Because if you don't hit it, you're gonna miss it. Hit that time. And then that's pretty much all I can say about that. So hit the bell, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my other channels as well down below. Share the videos all over the internet. MySpace, not MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Daily Motion, BitChute, wherever you share videos at. And friend me on Facebook, just type in Peter Gilmore, you find me somewhere. Maybe I'll friend you, maybe I won't. Follow me on Twitter at my Twitter link down below in the description box. Hit me up with a DM, and maybe I'll follow you. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. And that's pretty much it. And probably at the end of September, I'll do a live Q&A if I have the time. But if not, I might do it on another channel. I might do it on the Gilmore Chronicles. So stay tuned for that near the end of the month. So we'll see what happens with that. So start formulating your questions, and you can ask them in the chat, and then you can send some questions via Facebook and Twitter. Just DM me on Facebook and Twitter. Inbox me on Facebook and Twitter with your questions, and I'll get to them on the Q&A. And that'll be it for that. So Q&A coming up at the end of September. So be on the lookout for that. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. But we'll see what happens with that. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching on this late Wednesday night, as it is now almost 1 o'clock here in the Northeast, as it has now turned to August the 28th, 2020. So already at the end of August, just flying by this year. We got 3 more months to go, 3.5 months to go. Just about 3 months to go, and gonna be an interesting journey, the next 3 months. And that's pretty much it. Got Labor Day weekend next week. The unofficial end of summer. So if you want to go to the beach, yeah, you got about a week. Got a week left to do that, because after Labor Day, the temperature's gonna start getting cooler and cooler and cooler. It's gonna be like autumn, like spring, autumn weather, like about 60, 70 degrees. The beaches might be open still, so you can go maybe get a nice tan, maybe go into the water, but the water temperature will probably cool down. So I think by the end of September, I think a lot of people won't go to the beach as we hit October, and the temperatures will go to about from the 50s to like maybe the mid 70s. I don't think we'll hit 80 degrees in September or October. And then by the time November comes, we're getting down to the 40s, the 40s and the 50s. And then winter's coming, and then I think I think here in the Northeast we're gonna get a bad winter, because we haven't had a bad winter in a couple of years. But we'll see what happens. With this crazy year that's been going on, we're probably gonna get a bunch of named nor'easters and everything like that. We're gonna get destroyed by blizzards, and it's just gonna be a mess here in the Northeast. So hope you got your shovel, hope you got your rock salt, and your snow blower and all that other good stuff, because this winter may be a bad one, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping not, but I'm hoping for a mild winter. But we got a couple of years ago when it was like 65 degrees on my birthday, nice and sunny. And then Christmas was about 55 degrees. So I'm hoping for that, but now looks like we might get a really bad winter. So my birthday might snow on my birthday and Christmas, and maybe on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Who knows? But we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Wear your mask. Wash your fucking hands. Practice social distancing, so we can hopefully get this fucking virus out of here, and it will never return. But we'll see what happens with that. And all I can say about that. For all you people in Louisiana and Arkansas, I hope you're picking up the pieces due to that devastating Hurricane Laura, which is now a tropical storm, almost about to be a tropical depression by tomorrow. And then it'll probably be around here Sunday, a little bit of Sunday, so I might get a little bit of it on Sunday here in the Northeast. And then that'll be it. And then hopefully we don't get any, we don't hear any news of a new hurricane, which will be the letter N. So we'll see what happens with that. And that'll be it, because we got a long way to go with hurricane season. They've got another month, another 2 months or so. So who knows what's going to happen in the next 2 months with hurricanes. So just hope we don't get any up here in the Northeast. But we'll see what happens over the next 2 months. And that's that. All right, thank you to Javier for coming into the chat. As always, thank you so much for being a faithful follower and faithful subscriber and faithful Twitter follower of mine as well. I don't think you're on Facebook or not, so you can friend me on Facebook. Maybe I'll friend you on Facebook if you're on Facebook. And that's pretty much it. And that's it. So thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for watching. I'm Peter Goodwin, signing off on this late Thursday night. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow with my SmackDown review. And that's it. So I'm out. Peace, bitches.